it's feeling floppy. It's not the greatest in the world. You can add some more limits to it, but yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
The only two conditions that are known are where you are and where you want to be.
Oh my god, thank you, Richard Picard. RH2, okay. They've each got one of these control things. This is just the center bone that the actual base of the tentacles are connected to. And then each tentacle, it has its own target.
To sit down and be, take a sample. I don't do that.
Alright, these samples. Alright. We got this, we're feeling floppy. You get the idea. I can't explain this with words. Let's start a new one. Alright, let's show how to do this. I'm not prepared for this. I shouldn't be recording. Oh yeah. Okay. Now you can see everything. What am I gonna do? Let's just make a simple cube. Let's add a subdivision modifier on there, just for Pete's sake. Here I'm just
Patrick,
Shift
what
E.
makes stars make sense, dude?
RH2, stop.
No, this is not how you do it, man.
Right.
Throwing some sick beats, then actually using
They
good drum
can't hear
bass,
me.
you know, like 32
You can't hear me over you.
Nothing, Phil. Top drops, you know.
Oh, well.
3, 2, 1, bada bada boom boom.
Shift E, that does a fold thing on the subdivision modifier. It's irrelevant. I'm just doing that. Let's have this thing here. I'm making another thing here. Just kind of a tentacle sucker. The point is, I'm going to make an array modifier. And I'm not going to use the normal stuff. We're going to do something crazy here. And empty is just kind of a point of reference for animation, things like that, so it doesn't get rendered. Well, look at that. Wherever I put this empty, the second object is, and you want to see something crazy. Let's turn this up. Let's turn this baby up, and it goes like that. It's not very exciting. What about when I rotate it? Oh my god, it keeps doing it. When I scale it, oh, I can have that. It doesn't give you tons of control, but it's enough because it's just a really simple version. Just a simple version. Just to look. Oh, there's so much to love here. Usually I'll add constraint so it doesn't rotate too much, because you get too much and it stops being amazing and it starts being like Legos. So on the constraints, no, that's the wrong one. Don't listen to me. Limit rotate. I shouldn't be recording. Alt R, that's just gonna reset the rotation. So I'm gonna rotate it on the y-axis to see, and like that's when it starts looking bad. So how much did I rotate it? 32 degrees. I think this is gonna work. Actually, I lie. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put that on a bone later. We'll do that later. So now we have this thing, it works. But if we have a bunch of these, it's just not gonna work out. we gotta make an armature just to make animation easier. You don't have to do this step if you're just trying to keep things simple. But let's say we have this octopus head, right? Oh, more like over there. And this is just the body bone. Let's extract something out of that. I'm disconnecting it because I don't want it. It's not exactly a deformed bone. That's another thing. You can uncheck the deform, that way it won't mess up your rigging of actual things. This is just sort of a reference bone. It points in a direction. But what I'm going to do, I select the empty and then the bone has to be in pose mode. And now, this isn't the way you normally rig things, but now that empty is parented to the bone. So I don't have to touch this empty. I could forget about it. I could put it on some crazy layer and forget about it, because oops, it's easier to see when the armature is set to X-ray. Now I can rotate this. I'm hitting R twice, which gives you this nifty trackball rotation. It's easier than doing like that and not having much control if you're just doing things quick. But I love tentacles too much. I love them too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a target for this, because if I move this around, that's not what we want to happen. Oh, I forgot. Just for time's sake, I'm going to parent these to the body bone. That's the body. This is the tentacle. Everything moves around. It's not what you saw before. We want something better than that. We want something easier than rotating. So, something we can animate. I'm going to duplicate this over here. But I don't want it to be apparent. Or it's apparent, you can see it. Never mind. No puns are allowed. Alright, I'm putting this here. It's all on its lonesome, which is going to cause trouble with you 4 rigs. You'd want another root bone that doesn't do anything. But to parent it to, that's irrelevant. Don't listen to me. What the? Okay. Right, so I'm copying the base of the tentacle bone, and the bone constraint is going to be a track 2. So let's find that other bone. I named it. I should name it something. Tentacle target. Don't use dashes in your names or else you'll get confused. Like me. Okay, he's got a little bit of a... He's looking up. This should have been the same height. I'm going to try and lock it on there. Now it's there by default. Now, wherever I put this bone is going to point straight at it. And remember, that bone is affecting this empty. It's kind of a bad system, but we're just doing this really quick. Now, we can control this by moving this. We could animate it if we wanted to. Oh man, it's so cool. But let's say, moving that back to basic, if I move the body is moving that bone, which is moving this and that, but this bone is staying where it was. So when I move this up and down, this bone, try to point with my finger. This bone is pointing up and down because the other bone's staying in the same place. So that's how it works. And you can, after you've animated that going up and down, you can move this around. Okay. Now, most have 8, 10. I don't really know. someone's gonna have to do the math. You wanna kind of duplicate this, right? You want more than one tentacle. But before that, I'm gonna do the rotation constraint, because I mean, I'm gonna hide this for a second so we can show what's going on. That's all good and well, but once you get like there, that's too much. We don't want it to be able to rotate that far, because, oh crap, it's all quaternion. I don't think this is gonna hurt anything. Oh, I added the wrong constraint again. Limit rotation. Limit X, no. Pose space, I think we want. World space is gonna be weird. Friends don't let friends make that joke. Okay. So now I can't rotate it past that. It's like, that's the physical limitations of this tentacle. I don't know, this tentacle can do anything your wildest dreams could have hoped for. We want to do that for each side. So, we were like saying about there. So much it does. And the number I'm getting is like from up here. So like, I've rotated it, and as I rotate, that number's changing. And once I get to the max, I want to use that as the max, and then a negative max. Or a negative min. Negative for the min. Same number, because, I mean, it's identical whichever way you do it. That's how much you can twist, no more. And then curling in this direction. Say about there. Yeah. It's about 15 again. Okay, so turn it back on the track constraint. If I do some crazy thing like that, oh, that still looks realistic. It's not going overboard like it was before. That's pretty nice. This is better. This has better constraints than my other one did. Oh my god, it's beautiful. But what about, you need more than one tentacle. So, this, I didn't figure out a very good way. I'm gonna set the cursor to the center of this rig thing here. And I'm just gonna rotate. I gotta set my pivot point to the cursor so I can rotate this. I'm just rotating the objects right now. Well, then I'll do the bones. Now the trouble I had with this was, oops, I didn't mean to rotate. No, I shouldn't be doing that. This is what I want to do. Pivot point on the cursor. Now, the trouble is, I did something wrong. I want this on local space, don't I? Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, I don't, alright, we're gonna figure this out together. By that, you're gonna watch me not understand the difference between local. You see that? It's pointing in the wrong direction. Oh, it's still targeted at, no, it copied the targets over. This is why you should prepare when you're doing free videos. I think this was the issue, no? I swear I did this before. I'm a professional. Right, another issue is that this is still parented to that. Oh my, that's kind of cool, but no, that's not what we're doing here. That's just not our purpose. I should probably fix this problem first. Okay, now that that's in the right place, if you set a parent when it has a weird offset, it'll be offset permanently till you reset the parent, reset the transforms. So what am I doing with this? Limit rotation is strange, but if I do that, it's not what I wanted. I swear this worked on the other one. Oh, for transform. Maybe I checked that. Maybe I didn't. The roll's set to -90, and I don't think I wanted that. Let's say it works perfectly. Who am I kidding? Alright. Sometimes, like, this is the roll. I can't. That's the roll. It's like rotating like that, and if it changes, you won't ever see it. But in that menu, you'll see it, and you don't want it to change. I'm not sure how I did that. I probably rotated it anyway. Now we have two separate tentacles. You can animate individually, and look at that. It's beautiful. It's the greatest thing I've ever made. I'll never. Look at that with smooth shading up. It's just unbeatable. You can't. It's lifelike. It looks exactly. That is a jellyfish. I've seen them. They look and feel exactly like this. The shading errors and everything. Low poly. That's where. Oh my God! Let's add some more. Let's see if I can crash my render. Let's see if I can. Alright, no, this is over. I gotta go eat